building blocks of our immune system is vitamin D. And if you don't have enough, you might be at risk of getting sick more than others. And there are some small studies that show a lack of vitamin D could have an influence on the severity of COVID-19. 10 Tampa Bay's Jenny Dean explains why this vitamin is so important and who's most at risk for having low levels.
These early studies are really piquing the interest of the healthcare community. Researchers at University of Chicago Medicine recently found a link between vitamin D deficiency and the likelihood of getting coronavirus. And this could also partly explain why there's such a higher incidence of the virus in minority communities, because that community typically has lower levels of vitamin D.
It's estimated that 40% of all adults in the U.S. have a vitamin D deficiency, but in minority communities, that number is much higher.
With these patients who are low in vitamin D, which tend to be African Americans, about 80%, and Latinos tends to be about 70%, that maybe being low in vitamin D is predisposing them to the high mortality that we're seeing with coronavirus in the community.
And according to Dr. Ken Redcross, this is creating a perfect storm for a virus that preys on an already weakened immune system.
Heart disease, lung disease, and diabetes, all three tend to run rampant in the African American community.
Dr. Redcross is encouraging everyone to make sure they're getting enough vitamin D because it's proven to help fight off all kinds of illnesses.
It's not only about the coronavirus. We know that with other viruses such as influenza and upper respiratory infections, which tend to be regular coronavirus, echovirus, rhino, those are the typical viruses that we get, that vitamin D can be important for those as well.
At this point, the studies between vitamin D correlating to COVID-19 are very small, and researchers say more needs to be done before they can make that definitive connection, but the early results are encouraging. Now, how do you know about your vitamin D levels? Well, you need to talk to your doctor and get them checked. They can do that, or you can order a kit online through the mail and find out your levels that way. But regardless, before starting any type of supplement, you do need to talk to your doctor.